Hey everybody, today we're going to learn about NPCs or non-playable characters in MinecraftEDU. So the first one we need to do is we need to go find where we can get our NPCs. So I want to put one right in front of the DSBN because I want them to tell what's happening here. So we have to put an NPC spawn egg in our inventory. So let's hit the letter E. And the easiest way, like I've said before, just go to the search icon and we're just going to type in NPC. And there's the little rainbow egg right there. So we click on it, put it in our quick inventory, and let's hit escape. Now, we're going to hit number 1 so you can see spawn NPC. Now, remember from the last couple of videos, if I go to place it, it's because it's in an immutable world, which means I can't place anything in here. So we want to change what's called the world builder status. Now, the world builder status just allows me to place things, edit things as an educator. So I'm going to hit the slash button to bring into my chat and commands, and I'm simply going to type WB. So I type WB, you can now see it's placed to true. So if I go in here and hit the right button to place, there's my NPC. So that's half the battle, just getting the NPC in there. So I'm going to do a right click again to activate the NPC so I can go in to edit it. Now here you can do so many different things. So let's name it DSBN Greeter. And what I like to do is I like to go in and I like to kind of change up how they look right away. There's lots of fun ones in here. So let's go with a scientist. I think that would be a good one. Now there's two things we can do here. An NPC's purpose is to deliver information. These can be instructions, they could be websites, or you could actually give out certain blocks when your students activate them. So let's first go edit dialogue. And dialogue is simply, this is where you're going to type your instructions. So it can be whatever you want. For this one, I'm going to have a check-in with a Google form. I'm going to give them something as a block, and then also I'm going to show them a website that I want them to go to for this activity. When you're done writing the dialogue, you simply click the X button. And if I just hit the X button right now, you can see there it is, but I can't see what it says because when I click the right button again, it goes into edit again. So what you have to do if you want to see what it looks like as a player, you have to go in and do that world builder status again. So I click slash WB. Now it turns into false, but notice on the right hand side, it now says talk when I do a right click. So if I do a click, this is what the player is going to see. They see the dialogue that you put in there. So let's continue working on this a little bit more. So you're going to do this a lot. Change the world builder status again and go back to edit. So if I go down here to advanced settings, this is where I can start adding things. So let's click advanced settings. So here you can see you can add a URL, a website, or you can add a command. So let's start with the URL. And all you're going to do is you're going to type the URL in here. I have a Google form check-in, so all I do is I go to my Google Drive, I copy that form, and I paste it in there. Now here, you're going to get a button. So that button, I'm just going to give it a name called check-in. Next, I'm going to give a command. For this one, I'm actually going to give out the camera blocks. I want all my players to have that. So there are tons of commands that we'll have to go through the website and look at some cheats. But for this one, I click command, and commands always start with the slash. So I'm going to actually give all players, I'm going to give them the camera. So when you do a command, it's a little bit different than a URL because you get options. I prefer to use the button mode and name it, so then the students know what they're getting. But you can also do it when they enter your world or if they exit their world. So it's almost like you want to give them something whenever. But for me, I go with the camera. Typically, that's the one I like to use. Finally, let's add one more website just so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to add another URL. And this one is simply actually going to be a YouTube video to instruct how to build a certain game in Scratch. And there I have 3 different things that they're going to get. I have them all on buttons so they can see what they are. Now I'm going to hit the back button. And I'm going to get out of my NPC menu. Now, if I want to see what it looks like as a player, I have to, you got it, go change that world builder status again. So it's false, which means now I'm playing as a player. So let's go talk to this greeter, and here's what it looks like. So the top portion is all my dialogue, so you can see what I wrote there to instruct the student. Now, one great thing in here that I want to point out for dialogue is that there's the immersive reader built in from Microsoft. So if I click on this right away, this can help students who have difficulties reading really get in here, and it's also great for ESL, and I'll show you how we can change that. So first, if I just hit read.
Welcome to DSBN. Be sure to grab a camera.
So it will read that dialogue to them. And the great thing about the immersive reader is you can actually go in and you can translate to a lot of different languages in here. So I'll just go French Canada for now. And now I'm going to change the whole document. And look at that. So now when they read it.
Bienvenue à DSBN. Assurez-vous de...
So the immersive reader is pretty awesome. And I just hit the exit arrow to go back to where we were. So now let's go do our check-in. So you can see the button there, the check-in. Notice these are blue because these are links. So I'm going to click check-in. And look at that. Automatically, it opens up my little Minecraft check-in. So the players can come in. How you feeling today? We're super excited. How well do you know Minecraft? Pretty well. Submit. Boom. Check-in's done. How awesome is that we can throw that in there? So now we got some instruction that's not necessarily Minecraft. We can bring it in from other areas. So now I'm just going to click on the Minecraft tab to go back. So camera, let's see what that does. When I click camera, oh, look at that. Popped right in my inventory. There you can see number 2. I now have a camera given to me by the NPC, which I can take pictures with. So you can actually designate things that the students will need in your environment. So let's go click on the NPC one more time. And finally, there's a scratch game. This is a link. Remember, this just took it to a YouTube video. And there you can see I put in the special YouTube viewer so you can only see the video, and the students can play there.
Hey everybody, Kyle Kitchen here.
So imagine all these ways of using the NPC. So not only can you give instructions via talking, you can give in URLs, and you can give them things that will help them in their world. Don't forget about the immersive reader. That's always a great bonus when you're reading things from your NPC. So that's everything an NPC can do. Hopefully use them really well for direct instruction, delivering lessons, and helping your students navigate your world.